change. Come on, Marianne, you know the words.
I am not singing.
Oh, like one day I'll get you singing. It's gonna happen. Just not today, apparently. I mean, I've got such a beautiful voice for singing. Don't don't say anything about that.
People's ears will bleed if they hear me sing.
But there's a reason I started singing Freebird, isn't there? Because this week we're convening with a master of horror, Rob Zombie. I know you agree.
I do agree.
Oh,
We watched what is, in my opinion, his best movie, his masterpiece, The Devil's Rejects. I know everybody kind of credits
what a
House of a
banger!
Thousand Corpses. I love House of a Thousand Corpses. I do. It's no shade. But I feel
Yeah,
like The Devil's Rejects is really his magnum opus.
it's funny. I was thinking of using that term as well. We're really on the same wavelength.
Aren't we always?
I mean, there's wrinkles. There's times when we don't agree. But I think this week we agree that this is a great movie with a great soundtrack.
A banger soundtrack. Like,
I
the
think
dude
of
has really good taste in music. I got to give him that.
Yeah, I think of all his movies, The Devil's Rejects is really it's the most polished movie I think, and the one with the best soundtrack
I love Leonard Skinner.
and the use of Freebird. I mean, we'll get to it eventually. It's right at the end of the movie, but it's
Leonard
memorable stuff.
Skinner, the Allman Brothers, Elvin Bishop, like the whole soundtrack just slaps really hard. So we watched The Devil's Rejects, but I would like to submit this movie for consideration as being an alternate version of Scary Movie 2.
Really? Okay. What's the reasoning here?
Officer Doofy, even though he's called Dobson now,
I forgot.
I
You
feel like at the end of Scary Movie 1, when he removes his costume, the aesthetic that he has is the aesthetic that he brings into Devil's Rejects.
so this is kind of a continuation of the Doofy story.
Yeah, it's
Just
got
he
like a
time
Usual
travels
Suspects
somehow
vibe. Yeah.
because this is set. What decade is this set? Is it the
The 70s.
it's the 70s? Yeah.
I don't He doesn't have to time travel. It's just all exists in the same universe.
Okay. But yeah, I remember we were watching it and you pointed out that it was Doofy playing that one deputy. And I didn't clock it.
Every time I see Dave Sheridan, I'm just going to be like, that's Doofy. And when you meet him at conventions, he's the nicest guy and he travels with a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, I've seen that he that he plays as Doofy when he goes to conventions. And people say like he stays in character,
He
but then
does.
he'll get a phone call and he'll just drop the character. And then as soon as he's done with his conversation, it'll switch right back into Doofy mode, which I love.
I've seen it in person twice and it's a mind blowing experience.
But he doesn't actually play Doofy in this movie. He plays a deputy. But I like your vision. I mean, that's a great interpretation of this movie. A continuation of Scary Movie that also doesn't involve the Wayans brothers like the rest of the Scary Movie franchise didn't.
A gritty continuation of
Yeah,
Scary Movie.
it gets a little darker.
And-
But there's still comedy in here, though, which we'll get to. But mostly it's kind of a road movie horror, isn't it? The Firefly clan traveling.
It's reminiscent of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I I'm not the biggest fan of Rob Zombie's Halloween. That's not a secret. I
Yeah,
feel like the more appropriate franchise for him to have rebooted would have been Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I feel like that suits his directing style.
yeah. I see where you're coming from. As much as I like the Halloween movies that he did, his aesthetic is very suited to the kind of well, it's very similar to what Toby Hooper did originally with Texas Chainsaw Massacre, at least in the first
Exactly.
two movies. So I could see him doing that. House of 1,000 Corpses certainly had a lot of Texas Chainsaw Massacre vibes about it, and so
Well,
does
so does
this. Yeah,
Devil's Rejects.
it's kind of a grimy, sweaty kind of horror movie.
And, Three from Hell too, to a certain degree.
What state do they live in? It's not. Is it Texas? Yeah, it's appropriate.
They live in they live in Rugsville, but at the very end, when they're driving Charlie's Cadillac, the Cadillac has Texas license plates.
Yeah, there's certainly a southern vibe about the kind of horror that House of 1000 Corpses and The Devil's Rejects has going on.
This movie opens up with a raid on the Firefly farm. Doofy's there, and Daddy Jason is there, although
Yeah,
we don't really see his face.
yeah, Kane Hodder is there apparently, but I really relied on you telling me that it's not something that's actually noticeable when you're watching the movie.
He's credited as Gas Mask Officer, and I am truly ashamed to tell you how many times since this movie has come out that I have rewound and tried to freeze frame to get a good shot of his face, and I have not been able to thus far.
But he's there. We know he's there because he's credited. They could have made it a little bit more apparent. If you're gonna have Kane Hodder on set as like, I guess a cameo
Show me his
of a
face.
sort, yeah, like give us some indication that it's him. Not even necessarily his face. Like he's a very physical actor. You can sort of tell that it's Kane Hodder in certain circumstances.
There was none of that in this movie,
But
though.
there's none of that. It's just he's gas mask officer, whatever number it was that you said. But he's there.
He's just gas mask officer, and when the police finally enter the house, there's maybe 4 or 5 of them, and they're all wearing gas masks.
Yeah,
It's so confusing.
they meet your role.
They arrive at the farm to raid the farm, and that's when the Firefly family is awoken from their slumber, and then they proceed to put on these like makeshift body armor suits made out of metal.
Yeah, some cool visuals, but
It is, those suits are creepy.
they announce themselves via megaphone. Sheriff Wydell gets on the megaphone, alerts them, which kind kind of a strategic mistake, but it wakes them up, and we get our opening standoff slash shootout between the Fireflies and the police.
It's the same type of opening that you see in Texas Chainsaw 3D. Wydell obviously underestimated how crazy the Fireflies are, to be fair, because they're bat crap crazy.
Just a tad.
Karen Black is no longer. Instead, we get Leslie Easterbrook
As Mama
from
Firefly.
Police Academy as Mama Firefly, which I learned in researching this episode because I never knew why. But apparently Karen Black just wanted too much money. Don't we all?
I know I do.
So we get Leslie Easterbrook, which it's a bit disappointing because I do love Karen Black in House of a Thousand Corpses, but Leslie did an amazing job in this movie.
Yeah, she brings personality to the role. She does a good job. I kind of prefer Karen Black, just I guess in a nostalgic kind of way maybe. But that's not to like denigrate what Leslie Easterbrook does. She's very good in this role. And she's the one that gets captured during the shootout.
Yeah, and the scenes in the jail cell are some of the best scenes in the movie, like the scenes between her and Wydell. But again, I'm skipping ahead. These people all have stormtrooper energy because nobody is fucking landing a shot.
Yeah, they have terrible aim until they like make it into the house. I guess they throw a tear gas bomb or something and get into the house.
They do fire tear gas, which is why they're all wearing gas masks. Gas mask officer. I'm just gonna say, like, I'm a little bit mad at I'm a little bit mad at Rob Zombie for putting a mask on Kane Hodder. I'm gonna try and get over it.
Being his
So
most
let's.
famous role, he wears a mask, but okay.
Yeah, but I know it's him.
You know that's the best Jason.
I'm watching the opening of this movie and I'm fucking playing like Where's Waldo. I'm trying to like look at body language and it's not easy to figure out. But the whole scene when they storm the house after the tear gas bomb, it's not a well lit scene. It's not a badly lit scene, but the house is dark. There's smoke everywhere from the tear gas. It's just not a great scene when you're trying to like find out who's who. There's a lot of shots being fired. Mama Firefly takes a minute to reminisce with Baby about when she was a fucking baby.
There's lots of fucks in this script, by the way. Classic Rob Zombie.
Apparently, she looked like an angel. when she was a
angel.
baby. A fucking angel.
I believe it.
After which, Baby and Otis escape while Mama decides to stay behind with, oh, sue me. I don't know his name. I know it's Tyler Mane. I know it's the guy who played Michael in Rob Zombie's Halloween.
Oh yeah, the
But
superior Michael in many ways.
shut your pie hole. Um, he does get shot, and
Yeah,
he's dead or
once they
he's
see
dying.
him, they just obliterate him.
You don't really see him get shot. It's like all of a sudden she's bent over this child. I guess it's her child that's dying. I fucking forget his character's name. This
I
is really
thought,
bugging me.
wasn't it her like partner? I don't think it was a child.
It was her child.
I don't think so. Okay, so is he her son or her husband? Let's settle this. I got the sense watching it, but like he's not a main character. But I got the sense watching it that it was like her partner. Unfortunately,
Rufus Firefly Jr. I'll tell
we're
you in one
googling.
moment.
We're googling, guys.
I'm Googling.
This is a team effort.
Okay, Rufus T. Firefly Jr. was a member of the Firefly This is a tongue
Okay.
twister. Was a member of the Firefly family, namely Tiny's older brother and the eldest son of Earl Firefly.
Who is the old guy from House of 1,000 Corpses, right?
Yes. Nothing
Okay.
about his mother.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, here we go, guys. Brace yourselves.
Mother Firefly is his mother. Gloria is his mother.
Okay. So I was completely off.
Well, in the scene where he dies, where he's dying, I'm pretty sure I hear her say "my baby." Anyways, the important part about this scene is that Baby and Otis decide to make their escape, and Mother Firefly decides to stay behind. She gets captured after a failed suicide attempt.
You ain't getting me. Click.
There's no bullets in the barrel, so yes, she gets arrested.
Rydell takes her in as Baby and Otis make their way, I guess, through a sewage system.
Yeah, it's very like
It's Rob Zombie's Shawshank.
Shawshank Redemption. Went through what is it? Went through 4 miles of shit and came out on the other side. It's one of my favorite movies. I should know that line by heart.
Yeah, this is essentially what happens to them anyway. And we get an early shot of a Rob Zombie motif, as it were, of Sherry Moon Zombie's butt crack.
That man loves to show off her butt.
He does.
He really does.
Like,
and
to be
fair, she's got a really nice ass.
Yeah. Credit where it's due, guys.
There's a scene in the motel where she's showing off the goods, and I'm not going to repeat the little limerick that she's saying because I find it a little bit touchy.
Risque?
No, I mean there's racial undertones to it.
She's not woke.
He loves showing her off. That's not only his wife, that's his trophy wife.
Hell yeah. But that's what we get as they make their escape, and as they continue onwards, they set a little trap for a motorist. This poor lady that sees Sherry Moon Zombie lying in the road, decides to stop and investigate, help, just to get snuck up on by Bill Moseley's Otis.
This is why, all due respect, if I see you on the side of the road and you need help, don't take it personally. I'm not stopping.
If you keep driving. Yeah, that's Rob Zombie's fault. It's not your fault. You've seen The Devil's Rejects.
I'm sorry. I'm not stopping to help you. Everybody in 2025 has a cell phone, and hopefully you have AAA, because I'm not stopping. And that's that.
But this lady doesn't need AAA anymore because Otis sneaks up behind her, stabs her in the back a few times, and leaves her on the road.
Well, she doesn't need AAA because, number one, she's dead, and number two, she doesn't have a car anymore because they've stolen it. They drive off, and then we cut to Captain Spaulding. And
he's having sex.
Somebody is riding the shit out of him. It looks like he's having fun until he calls her a whore. and she pulls a gun on him.
You think I'm a fucking whore? I don't think it. I know it.
And then, just as she pulls the trigger, he wakes up in his reality next to a different woman, and she wants his dick.
Never happened to me. Go ahead.
Aw, poor baby.
I know, right?
And he's just not interested. Even less so after baby calls and informs him that the farm was raided. So he grabs his shit and leaves and tells them to meet him at some shitty motel. It's just like a shitbox motel in the middle of nowhere.
That's
Looks like
where
the
we're
perfect
heading.
place to die, honestly. Might as well be the Bates Motel.
Oh yeah. And that's where the Banjo and Sullivan crew come in. Perfect place to die. Well, here they are.
We cut to Charlie,
Ken
played
Foree.
by the legendary Ken Foree.
Keenan's dad himself.
And he's upset that his best whore, Candy, isn't pulling in the money. But apparently it's because the farmers come for a hand job because they'd rather fuck the sheep.
Oh. Okay.
Candy's words. I feel like, it's important to the story to discuss the economic downturn of whorehouses in the 70s.
So true. It certainly becomes relevant later in the movie.
It does.
This whole time, Michael Berryman's vacuuming around Ken Foree.
Oh, Clavon, I love him. I love Michael Berryman. He's just so precious. And that's when Spaulding calls him and tells him he needs a place to lay low. Charlie doesn't seem too happy about that, though.
No. Would you be happy if you had Captain Spaulding, Otis, and Baby Firefly come along?
I wouldn't. And the actions,
a symptom of trouble.
the actions that Charlie takes later in the movie, I probably would have done the exact same thing.
Damn, look at you.
Because these people bring trouble with them wherever they go, right?
They certainly do in this movie.
Well, they do in the first movie and the third movie too, literally. Like the Firefly. Okay, Firefly family is a fucking tongue twister, and
You say the Fireflies.
the Fireflies. I don't know, it might just be my mouth. Like anyways.
What that mouth do.
Shut the fuck up. I knew that was coming.
The fact that you were saying shut the fuck up before I'd even finished.
Because I knew I'd opened a door. You're predictable.
Wow, rude.
Then we get Banjo and Sullivan at the motel. They appear to be some low rent musical act.
Yeah, that's definitely the sense I get.
And it's basically like two married couples and their roadie. An older couple, a younger couple, and their roadie. Baby finds Roy Sullivan at the ice machine and uses her goodies to try to lure him into a different hotel room. But Baby and Otis end up crashing the Banjo and Sullivan motel room, and all hell breaks loose.
Yeah, it goes south pretty fast.
It goes south the second the roadie knocks on the door. So they invite him in and promptly shoot him in the face.
Yeah. He gets to ask for help, but no sooner is he asked for help than he's been shot in the head.
Yeah.
And
then
these
Wendy...
other people are all, like, huddled up on the bed.
Wendy Banjo is violently dragged out of the shower, stark naked, by Bill Moseley. I mean, Otis.
Yeah. Watching this scene with you was certainly an experience. Lucky.
I love Bill Moseley in very many appropriate ways and a few inappropriate ones too.
I noticed. Yeah, I watched this movie with you. There were sounds being made. That's all I'm going to say.
Let's not exaggerate.
When have I ever exaggerated? Like, I'm a straight shoot at me.
I'm pretty sure I just said, like, holy fucking hell, that's hot.
Yeah, maybe.
And the whole scene in the motel with Otis just, it's sexy. I need therapy. I'm very well aware that I need therapy.
Didn't want to say anything.
I'm not talking to you.
Okay.
You've already told me that.
That's like something I'd say. Get help.
I thought it was really funny that Adam Banjo vomits on his naked wife. I don't know about you.
Yeah, she just got out of the shower and this 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 bro sees someone get shot in the head. He's just puking all over her. Yeah, he doesn't deal with this crisis very well. Takes it quite hard.
But
But
then we get back to Spalding,
we cut away to Spalding, right?
who's totally stealing Linda's car,
Totally,
as in Linda Vanderklok.
because PJ Soul shows up in this movie.
I can't look at her face and not just think of the word totally.
Totally. But yeah, Spalding, he runs out of gas, and so he decides that he's going to hijack PJ Soul's car.
And scares the shit out of her son in the process.
Take it away from her. Aren't we fucking funny?
No, you're not, is the short answer. I fucking hate clowns.
Do you have chorophobia?
Yeah,
Just
probably.
Actually scared of clowns, or do you just not like them? There is a distinction.
I had clown shit in my bedroom when I was really young. And I think my parents were like the delusional parents, and no shade. I love my parents, but I think they were delusional to think like make that association between clowns and children. And I had clown shit in my room, and I remember a lot of nights laying awake in bed.
Did you have a clown bed like Bart Simpson?
I didn't have a bed, but I
should die before you wake.
I had the one thing that I remember was I had a lamp on my bedside table, and the lamp part was like this big cluster of balloons, and then the lamp base was a clown holding the balloons. And there were a few other clown things in my bedroom, and like bless my parents' hearts, I think they just didn't make the connection that there could be like a level of fear. I think eventually they did realize after I knocked on their bedroom door in the middle of the night asking if I could sleep with them. I think they were just convinced like, oh, clowns are cute. But I would lay there awake, staring at a few things in my room, being like, oh my God, I'm going to die.
It's amazing. Like every time you went to go to sleep, it just turned into an Are You Afraid of the Dark episode.
It really fucking did. So I'm not a huge fan of clowns.
You know what? I'm a fan of your parents now. Just be scared in silence, will you, Marianne? God.
Something like that. Anyways, we're back in the motel, and Otis is making Gloria strip because Roy does not want to look upon Baby inappropriately because he is a married man. So Otis decides he wants to see what his wife's got that's kept him faithful all these years. And she starts to strip, and Otis starts rubbing his gun in places. I would let Otis tweak my nipples with his gun.
Yeah. She's not into it, though. You would be, but she's not.
What is it that he says later? He's like, I can still smell your wife's pussy on my gun. I hope it doesn't rust the barrel.
Yeah, that's cool.
Gloria is played by Priscilla Barnes, who is Miss Ivana with the 3 nipples in Mallrats. Such an icon to me. I was a little bit disappointed when she took off her bra in this and she only had 2 nips. Because Miss Ivana, the fortune teller, has 3 nipples. One of them is fake. She wears a fake nipple and then she takes it off and eats it. She claims her 3rd nipple gives her power.
But that's a different movie.
She should have a 3rd nipple. Miss Ivana is an icon.
Enjoy this whole thing. We get that great line from Otis where the ginger guy, like, what does he say? Something about like letting us go or whatever.
Please stop. Please let us go. And then Otis is like, the next thing you say better be some Mark Twain shit because it's getting chiseled on your tombstone. Bill Moseley is such an icon.
And this is a really great villain role that he plays. It's always been one of my favorites.
I love him so much, from Texas Chainsaw 2 to The Blob to Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
The Firefly trilogy. I loved Hayride to Hell.
I don't know if I've watched that one.
I mean, Bill Moseley and Kane Hodder in one movie.
Yeah, I don't think I've watched it. Bill Moseley has been one of my favorites since forever, really. Since I first watched this movie and TCM2.
I just want him to adopt me.
I know, right? Like, he should adopt us both, really, and we could just live with him. He can look after us. And
him and his wife, because I love his wife, too.
I don't know much about his wife, but...
Lucinda Jenny, she was
in Thinner, right?
She was in Thinner. She was Heidi She was the wife, the bitch wife. And she's also in Three from Hell. She plays Nebraska, a
The woman
hunter
that gets
who,
her face peeled off, right?
oh God, such a beautiful scene. Like in terms of, I know it sounds weird
Beautiful.
to say,
The woman
such
who
a,
gets
no,
her
but
face peeled off. Beautiful.
in terms of the effects, it is a great scene.
Yeah, and I would say that this role, especially, I know Chop Top's iconic. People love that. For me, the Otis is my favourite Bill Moseley role. And in this movie, especially, he's really great in House of 1000 Corpses, but this movie really he shines. I think over everybody else. I think, but also really funny in a really twisted kind of way. Just the dialogue that he comes out with and the way that Bill Moseley plays it, he's like darkly funny.
I can't put anything above Texas Chainsaw 2 just on principle. And
I get it.
listen, both are 5-star movies for me, so I'm not saying like one is better than the other. But Texas Chainsaw 2 is campy, and I love camp, so that for me is always going to take the top spot.
Yeah, he's definitely one of my favorite horror actors.
He takes Roy and Adam for an errand. He doesn't really say much more, but then we find out that he wants to go and dig up some guns that he had buried. And we cut from that to the prison where Mama Firefly is taunting Sheriff Wydell with pictures of his dead brother.
In House of 1000 Corpses, she shot him. I think she shot him through the cheek, right?
She did.
When she was in Karen Black mode. She's changed since then.
At this point, Sheriff Wydell does not know that his brother is dead, and Mama Firefly
No, he
confirms.
knows.
Mm,
He knows because they've got
he
pictures of his
knows?
body. Yeah,
Well, she shows him pictures.
yeah, but it's in the scrapbooks that they provide to her, so they know he was dead.
But had he seen the pictures?
But he must
Like
have.
I
Well,
I
he knows his brother was dead. I think you've made a bit of a leap there.
I don't know.
Well, he's the sheriff. He's got the evidence. Like he's done the investigation. The photos are in the scrapbook that he provides to her.
He does, but he's still surprised when she shows them to him because he gets very violent.
I think he's more upset than surprised.
I think my takeaway is that the audience knows that he's dead, clearly, especially if you've seen House of a Thousand Corpses. I don't know what the time frame is between House of a Thousand Corpses and Devil's Rejects.
Somewhat unclear.
I know between Devil's Rejects and Three from Hell, it's 10 years. I am almost sure that Devil's Rejects picks up directly at the end of House of a Thousand Corpses. That's what it feels like to me. So I don't know.
Might be a question for the listeners. See what their impression was, because my impression was always that he knew that his brother was dead, and that she deliberately torn at him.
I think it's one of two things. It had not yet been confirmed to him that his brother was dead, or he knew his brother was dead, but he didn't know the details surrounding his death. And Mama Firefly then just confesses, obviously.
Yeah, that's the way I sort of viewed it. That she kind of filled out the details on what he already knew to a point. Like I feel like that was his motivation from the beginning of the movie, to get revenge for his brother, who he knew the Fireflies had killed, and to use his position as sheriff to
All right, well
really
then we
initiate
will
that.
we will defer to the listeners on this one. I do have quite a few friends online who regard this movie very highly, so I kind of want to defer to them or anybody who has the knowledge with regards to Sheriff Wydell and whether or not he knew his brother was dead.
Yeah, but in any case, he swears revenge, and she kind of encourages him. I can't really do an impression of the way that she acts because it's very theatrical, but she encourages him to go for it.
It's got like Stu vibes from Scream. Well, mind you, it's not just Scream that he does that in. He likes to play with his tongue a lot, and that's what she's doing.
She encourages Wydell to go on his little vengeance mission.
Wydell says he's going to kill her family.
He does. And she's not scared by this. She encourages him. I guess she's overconfident in that sense. But we switch away from this back to Otis and the guys. We're going to retrieve those guns, right?
And we get my favorite moment in the movie, the moment that just makes me weak in the knees.
Oh dear.
Adam makes the mistake of trying to like overpower Otis, which doesn't go well. For a minute, you think like, okay, they're gonna get away. Otis is down on the ground. It doesn't really last very long, and
Yeah,
then
he turns the tables right back against them pretty quickly. He's very
he's like
efficient.
he's like superhuman or something. He tells Roy to pray to his god, which Roy starts to do. And that's when Otis says, I am the devil and I am here to do the devil's work.
He tells Roy to pray to his god, but really Roy starts talking some nonsense about blessing the bunnies and stuff. It's very strange. He's not really begging God for help. Otis goes along with it for a second. Says he can feel the Holy Spirit coursing through his body or whatever. And as you say, he drops that iconic line that everybody knows from this movie. I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
Best line in any Rob Zombie movie, actually, in my opinion.
You think so?
Only, wait, you're going to like this, actually.
Okay, here we go. Let's go. Let's get it.
The only line that I might like better than this is I heard they had to pump the cum from your sister's stomach.
Spy Kids guy from Halloween.
That's fucking iconic.
I think I do like this line. It's a Charles Manson reference. I think it's a Manson murders reference, right? It's what they said when they were killing at the first crime scene. I think that's I forget the guy's name. Tex Watson. He said that line, I think, or something similar. In the context of the movie, that line is really good.
Oh, it's
I like
perfect.
the line he says to the guy prior to this, um, where he says,
The next thing out of your mouth better be some Mark Twain shit because it's getting chiseled on your tombstone.
yeah, for me that's my favorite. Just the way that Bill Moseley delivers it. He's so great in this movie, and like you say, that's an iconic line, and it helps that you've got a character like Otis and an actor like Bill Moseley delivering it. Like this is the Otis movie of the trilogy. I think.
I'm gonna meet Bill Moseley in October, and I
Uh-huh.
cannot be more excited. I follow him on all the socials, and I feel like he's like everybody's grandpa. He's very into the horror genre. He watches a lot of horror movies. He's knowledgeable when it comes to horror movies. But he also retweets a lot of like nature stuff. The other day he posted pictures that he was making potatoes. And he just posted a picture of like some potatoes and then a pot boiling on his stove. And if this was anybody else, I would find the content completely unremarkable. But this man can post a picture of anything and I would just be sad.
Yeah, yeah, he's great. No, I love him. Um,
But Adam and Roy are dead, and Wendy has to pee.
she says, "May I use the bathroom? I've had to piss myself." Baby is unmoved. She wants to know what Wendy's going to do for her.
She makes Wendy bitch slap Gloria 3 times, harder each time.
Yeah, because the first two attempts were kind of weak. Like, they were kind of embarrassing.
Finally, she bitch slaps her hard enough to earn access to the bathroom.
After telling Baby that she had a really good time. Under duress, of course.
She runs to the bathroom and she
And immediately
tries
starts
to,
screaming.
well, she tries to escape / call for help. And obviously, Baby gets a little bit distracted by the whole situation to the point where Gloria is able to get the gun. And she pulls the gun on Baby. And then Baby reverts to her innocent self. What,
Have
you
you
want to
seen my
hurt me?
brother? He's fucking
You
crazy.
really want to hurt me? Why would you want to hurt me? I'm trying to help you.
Yeah. Otis is the real problem, not Baby. She's just along for the ride, you know. She's the victim of circumstance.
And that's when we see Baby's incredible knife skills. She just throws the knife, gets her right in the heart, pretty much. The scene where she pulls the knife out of her chest, you see her skin kind of pulling for a second. It's enough to make me kind of make my
Wince a
skin
little.
crawl. Yeah, I wince a little, but that's a good thing. That's the reaction I'm looking for, right?
Oh, yeah.
But anyways, Gloria's dead.
Yeah, she falls to the ground just as Wendy comes out of the bathroom, and we get another shot of baby's ass crack, courtesy of Rob Zombie. She pulls up her jeans as Wendy runs out the motel.
Wendy doesn't give a shit anymore. And just when you think that she is home free because she's found somebody, she's running up to somebody screaming, "Help me." And then we see that somebody is Captain Spaulding.
And he's not here to be heroic.
You've got baby in the background saying, "Get that bitch." And he just headbutts her and it's over. I mean, she's not dead, but she's out cold for sure.
Her ordeal continues.
Poor Wendy. Mind you, I guess she is the only survivor of
Well,
from Banjo. Well, yes, she is. Technically,
briefly.
she is the only survivor. I mean, her death is. It's always unfortunate in a horror movie when you see somebody kind of escape an ordeal and then they go on to die. It reminds me of Terry in Final Destination, obviously. That's kind of the blueprint. And this is when Doofy learns. Sorry, Dobson. I'm just going to call him Doofy, but
Yeah, we can call him Doofy.
y'all know what I mean. This is when Doofy learns that Captain Spaulding is a character from a Marx Brothers film called Animal Crackers.
Classic. It's a good movie. It's really funny.
Otis Driftwood is a character from A Night at the Opera, which is also a good movie. And the name Firefly comes from Duck Soup, which is my favorite Marx Brothers movie.
Yeah, I think that's the funniest as well. We're in agreement again. But the point is, the character names essentially derive from these old Marx Brothers movies, and Doofy makes the link, and
Sheriff Wydell decides we need to call in a Marx Brothers expert.
the Roger Ebert of this movie.
I think his name is Mr. Walker. He arrives at the sheriff's office, and I think it's Doofy who says, like, let's talk to this Groucho Marx guy. And Mr. Walker turns to Doofy and he's like, "What a sad state of cinematic affairs." I find myself thinking that like 10 times a day at least.
In the year 2025.
And we learn that Groucho Marx died 3 days after Elvis Presley. And because there was so much news coverage around Elvis Presley, nobody seemed to notice that Groucho had died.
Yeah.
And the sheriff loses his shit
What did
because
you say about the king?
he's not gonna stand for no Elvis Presley slander.
And he threatens the film critic not to ever say a bad word about Elvis Aaron Presley again.
And then he kicks him out. Get the fuck out.
You leave the king out of this. But yeah, in a sense, this kind of feels like a throwaway scene, but it does become relevant earlier. Well, later, I should say, in the movie when.
Because Sheriff Wydell has a list of names and aliases that the Fireflies use. I think one of the
Which
aliases
comes in
belongs.
handy when they try and track them down later.
Well, that's it. One of the aliases belongs to Charlie Altamont, the pimp.
Yeah. Flywheel?
Wolf J. Flywheel.
Wolf J. Flywheel, yes.
But Wendy is tied up back in the motel room with Baby and Captain Spaulding, and Otis arrives.
Wearing hubby's face.
Wearing her husband's face. That is some nightmare fuel.
Yeah, like what a way to re-enter the scene.
Otis and Spaulding have a moment where you think they're going to shoot each other. Baby breaks it up and they decide to get the fuck out. And Wendy's fate is kind of left up in the air because you feel like she could have died off screen, maybe. I mean, they're not in the habit of leaving survivors.
Yeah, but Otis decides he's going to be the one that deals with her, despite Spaulding's objections. And we cut to, I guess, the following morning, right?
The maid arrives to clean the room.
But first she finds a scene in the bathroom.
She's having a bad day.
There's blood writing on the wall. There's bodies everywhere. She tries to flee, and she finds Wendy hanging on the back of the door, wearing her husband's face.
Wendy falls. And the maid runs out of the room screaming, covered in blood, and Wendy is running out after her, wearing her husband's face. Why not take it off, lady?
Yeah, like, surely it's impeding your vision at the very least. Aside from being really gross and upsetting. But yeah, she doesn't attempt to take it off. Her hands are free, so she could have done. But instead, she just, like, runs out into the road, flailing her arms.
She's accepted her second skin at this point, apparently.
Yeah, like, this is just her life now. But not for much longer.
Yeah, I was gonna say, just when you think she's free, she's then hit by a truck. That's the end for Wendy.
It's splattered all over the road.
Some really good effects, like the intestines that they close up on.
Yeah, because in the next scene, Wydell and various other officers are at the scene, of course, processing it. And we learn that he's commissioned a couple of hitmen, I guess, played by Danny Trejo and Diamond Dallas Page, to help him track down the Fireflies from this point.
The Unholy Two is what they call themselves. I don't know. They're not hitmen. I think they're bounty hunters, because in a
Yeah.
later scene, Wydell mentions, like, I'm not one of these loser bail jumpers that you're used to dealing with.
And he gives them the list of names from the Marx Brothers movies to assist them.
And I think it's at this point that he kind of crosses over. It's in that scene when he starts getting involved with the Unholy Two. That's when the crossover happens from police officer to full on vigilante. And we do get a scene later where he does talk about that
Mm.
a little bit. What does he say? He says, I'm walking the line. Well, he's now operating on the other side of the law.
And meanwhile, the Fireflies have taken the Banjo and Sullivan van. They've hit the road. They're en route to Charlie's place.
And baby wants some ice cream.
Yeah, they want ice cream. Tutti fucking fruity.
Tutti fucking fruity.
But there's no ice cream in their fucking future, right?
No, because Otis is just so.
He's so down. He's negative. And Spaulding, who I think we learn for the first time in this movie is actually Baby's father. He encourages her. He's like, I think we'll get some Tutti fucking fruity.
Tutti fucking fruity. Also, the worst ice cream flavor. I'm sorry.
What flavour is it exactly? I'm not an expert on Tutti fucking fruity.
I've tried it once, very, very long time ago. But my holy trinity of flavors are chocolate, strawberry, and pistachio.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Rocky Road is actually up there for me too, and cookie dough.
You've criticised my ice cream taste in the past, I remember.
I have a big thing for ice cream.
I like mint chocolate chip, and you were quite offended when I said I like mint ice cream.
I don't like mint.
I like raspberry ripple as well, and chocolate fudge brownie. It's the ideal combo. Sorry,
But ice cream is not a healthy treat.
mint and chocolate chip. Come
So
on.
stop trying to put fruit in my fucking ice cream. You know what Tutti Frutti tastes like to me? What it reminds me of?
Let me know.
I don't know if they do this in the UK. When I was in elementary school, they used to give us fluoride. Did you do that?
It used to give you fluoride.
Fluoride. Once a week or once a month, but we'd get this little packet of liquid. And in class, we'd have to not drink it, but you gargle it.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Uh,
We never did that. That's not a UK thing.
We used to do that in school, and it tasted like monkey butt. It was
Okay.
so fucking disgusting.
Yeah, we never did that. I mean, the big book of British Smiles exists for a reason, you know. We're not playing with fluoride in class.
Look who I'm asking. A silly question.
All right. Asking a British person about oral hygiene.
Tutti Frutti tastes a lot like the fluoride.
Since when has that been a problem for you? You're gonna cut that out. I already know.
Anyways,
I put my tongue in a few places, you know.
Yes.
Little.
try a socket next time.
I've done that before, actually. Well, not a socket, but like,
That explains a lot.
yeah, I was sort of like, I think I had my like laptop charger in my hand. For some reason, I just like put my tongue on the end of it and got zapped.
How old were you when you did this?
I want to say 24.
Oh, wow. Okay, so nowhere near as young as I would imagine.
No, I was an adult when I did this. It was sort of absent-minded thing.
Please tell me you were drunk, or please tell
No,
me
I
you're
don't.
drunk.
No, I don't think I was drunk. I think I was just empty-headed.
Was. All right.
Just was, not the past tense. Not you calling attention to it, bitch. Go ahead.
So we cut to Wydell, who's asleep, and he's dreaming.
Dream sequence. We love that when that happens.
He's dreaming of his brother. He finds his brother at the Firefly Farm and he tries to convince him to come with him. And his brother informs him that this is his home now. And I think this dream is really probably the moment where he decides to go full on vigilante because his brother tells him to kill those motherfuckers. And Wydell wakes up, walks down to the jail, tells the cop on duty to go home, spends maybe like half a second ambiguously flirting with Mama Firefly. I knew where this was going right away. Sticks a knife in her, twists it, but while she's dying, she's still playing with her tongue.
Yeah, we get a little bit more tongue action before she goes out. I love that for her.
Lights out for Mama Firefly. R.I.P.
We put her on the kill count.
I don't think we can say that legally. But then the Fireflies arrive at Charlie's. And this is a really good scene. Charlie comes out with his two best whores.
As you do. It's what I do when people come to my house. Who doesn't?
It's a vibe. That's how you make an entrance. And Charlie makes an entrance, or is it an entrance when he steps outside?
No,
That's
it's like an exit.
it is. That's a conversation for another day. But he arrives to meet them outside as they pull up. He pulls a shotgun on Spalding, and the three of them look very confused. Otis is pissed off, like, why the fuck did you bring us here? And Charlie pulls the trigger and squirts Spalding with water.
And they have a good laugh.
It's such a good scene, and I love E.G. Daily as Candy.
Tommy Pickles.
But that's when they decide to party at Charlie's. And I love there's like a flirtation between Candy and Otis where she's like, "What are you looking at?" And what does he say? He says, "Well, actually, my standards are pretty low, so I'm never disappointed."
Hell yeah.
Sounds like you.
It's me when I'm watching movies. I'll watch any old slop. Just prepared for anything, so it's all good. No matter what I watch. How to be a happy horror fan. Just execute the Otis ideology.
Then Candy informs him that she doesn't disappoint. They all go inside to party. The next day, Charlie goes to buy some chickens because his brother makes some kick-ass fried chicken. And he brings Clavon with him. Finds a nice gentleman on the side of the road who's selling chickens.
You say nice.
Well, there's a build-up here. He does seem nice. I mean, he's wearing a bit of a crop top wife beater. And I know I said
you were going to point that out.
I know a few episodes back I said bring crop tops back.
Was that last week, I think? Slumber Party Massacre.
Yes. Listen. Wait, was it Slumber Party Massacre? Listen, I love a crop top. And I don't even care like the physique that is wearing a crop top.
Yeah, you can have a belly, it's fine.
You can have a belly, I don't mind. But when the crop top is a wife beater, it's like yellow and brown and stained and it adds a level of sliminess to it. But he is wearing a crop top and his belly button is exposed. And I think at one point he's even got his finger in his belly button, like he's picking around in there for something.
Bit of lint.
I'm gonna vomit.
But he's suspicious of them. He wants to know why they want this chicken. Is it for cooking, or are they planning on fucking this chicken?
The way Ken Faree's face changes
What the fuck?
when he hears that. That's when dude says, well, your friend over there looks like he could fuck a chicken.
Yeah, just a little sexually frustrated.
And
poor Michael
this
Berryman.
is Michael Berryman at his best. What the fuck you mean I'm gonna fuck them chicken?
Fucking the chicken? I don't fuck chicken's boss.
I love that scene. It's so
It's
funny.
it's kind of a strange scene to put in a movie like this, but that's Rob Zombie for you. He has, even in his best movies, he has these idiosyncrasies.
I mean,
And
this guy even goes so far as to give them instructions. Charlie's like, "How do you fuck a chicken?" And this dude then goes through step by step instructions on how to fuck a chicken, where you cut its head off first.
yeah,
Because then when you fuck it, the chicken is like seizing
like
or
spasming
something.
on. You stick your dick in its butt.
But then he expects us to believe that he's never fucked a chicken.
How do you know? You know what the steps are, what the routine is. Dirty chicken fucker. He's projecting right here. Michael Berryman wouldn't fuck a chicken, but this guy would. That's what I get out of this scene. This guy has fucked chickens, but they get the chickens anyway. They're gonna cook them. They're not gonna fuck them.
As they drive away, they stumble upon Wydell. He threatens him, tells him to make sure that the fireflies are at his whorehouse at midnight, and even like closes his car door on Charlie's hand.
A little bit of extra motivation for him.
But also threatens to bring like some trouble down on his business. So that's when Wydell goes to visit the Unholy Two and informs them that the plan is set and that they need to be there at midnight at the whorehouse. So we're back at Charlie's. Otis is having a private party with Candy in one of the bedrooms. Spaulding is doing cocaine with Charlie, and Baby is taking a bath, accompanied by one of Charlie's whores.
Oh yeah, I want to be in Baby's position right here. Nice bath, nice whore, living the dream.
You want to be the whore watching her take a bath.
Call me a whore.
The Unholy Two have arrived.
Hell yeah, Danny Trejo and DDP. They're here to fuck shit up.
First, the nice lady who has accompanied Baby gets up to go get Baby another beer.
I know, she's so kind. And for what?
And while she's in the next room getting a beer, Danny Trejo comes up behind her and slits her
Rondo.
throat.
Yeah. And has a little
Yeah.
laugh about it. He catches the beer though, so not all is lost.
He's a professional.
Meanwhile, Otis's little escapade getting interrupted by DDP. He shows up. She pulls a gun on him and starts talking, I guess. I mean, music's overplaying this, so we don't hear anything that's said. But she pulls a gun, points it at him, doesn't shoot. He just raises his gun, shoots her in the head. So she's out of there. R.I.P. Tommy Pickles. DDP has a good laugh over it.
Then he fucking yeets Otis out a window.
Yeah, like he fucking manhandles Otis. He lets him put his pants back on though, which was kind of him.
That's no, I'm sorry. I wanted him with no pants, but
I know
that's
you
just
do.
me.
It's a few people. It's not just you. It's a few ladies who like him.
Then we get Wydell sneaking up on Spaulding. Charlie has left him. I mean, obviously, Charlie knows that Wydell and his bounty hunters are about to descend on his whorehouse. So he made his exit after doing a few lines of coke, and Wydell is now sneaking up on Spaulding. But he's not really sneaking up on him because he grabs a shot at the bar and he slams his shot glass down. So I think it's just like, that's his cunty way of being like, I am here, motherfucker.
Yeah, I love that for him.
He thinks it's Charlie. Instead, he gets shot in the dick.
Yeah. Did he get in the dick or the stomach or the leg or... I didn't quite see.
This is another scene that I've rewound a few times and I can't get a clear...
Okay.
I like to think it's the dick because
Yeah, we love a good dick shot.
Spaulding calls Wydell a little bitch. And that's when Wydell shoots him. And his response is, little bitch, what? Seems like something you would say after you shoot somebody's dick off.
Yeah, that's a post-dick shot line, if ever I heard one.
Wydell and the Unholy Two then gather the fireflies, put them in Wydell's truck so that Wydell can take them back to their farm.
The big finale between Wydell and the people who killed his brother.
I love this scene.
He's already taken care of the woman that killed his brother. But they were involved too, so fuck them. He's gonna have his fun.
You already know my feelings about this. I'm happy with how this movie ends. It's very ambiguous, and it can kind of go either way. Either they live or they die, and then obviously, spoiler alert, In Three from Hell, we learn that they all survived.
Somehow, some way. And
Three from Hell ends again with them walking away unscathed, which I disagree with. Three from Hell should have been their curtain call.
I guess I don't really see the point of them walking away at the end of that, especially with Sid Haig's health being where it was. They knew at that point that there wasn't going to be anything else as far as he was concerned.
I
So
don't
where are
know.
you going to go with the characters from there?
Look, Three from Hell came out in 2019. That's 14 years after The Devil's Rejects. Maybe he's got more planned for this.
But without Sid Haig,
Well, I
I don't know.
agree. I agree. Sid Haig was in Three from Hell for maybe 5 minutes. And that movie, I know it's very divisive amongst fans. I like that movie. I think it still works without him. Richard Brake
Yeah, I enjoyed it too.
is a really good, I don't want to say replacement because nobody can replace him. Richard Brake is a really good alternative. But from a creative standpoint, I feel like they should have died at the end of Three from. Anyways, we are back at the Firefly farm, and Wydell has just gone full on fucking vigilante.
There's
Oh,
no scruples, no morals about what he's about to do.
he's dressed in black like a sheriff ninja.
And he has the three fireflies tied to chairs, so they're defenseless. And he's talking shit and speechifying about what they've
Well,
done to his brother. And
he's
yada
also
yada.
torturing. He's also torturing them.
Yeah, it's a torture scene.
Another great fucking line from Mosley. So he holds up this picture of a really gorgeous cheerleader, and he's like, "Look at this, isn't she fuckable?" And then he shows the picture of her dead body and said, "Well, this is what she looked like when we pulled her out of your dungeon or wherever they found the body." And Otis is really quick to be like, "Dude, she's still fuckable." What did he say? She was tied. She was tied to my bed. I cut out her tongue and tied her to my bed for a month. I blew that bitch out.
Damn.
We love Otis.
Pretty dark, but
It is. But when Otis admits
he's a
to having
sicko.
killed her, Wydell then takes the pictures along with a staple gun and staples them to Otis's chest, which that's another scene that makes me wince.
Mm,
And then he does the same thing with Baby.
because, which I think is the picture of the girl that gets killed in House of 1,000 Corpses in the bunny
It
outfit, right?
is.
She's like, that bitch was mine.
Yes. And Spalding tries to take credit, but Wydell isn't stupid.
No.
And he then staples the pictures to Baby's chest. That made me wince a lot because, ow, boobs. As far as torture scenes go, this whole scene is so effective in making you feel super fucking uncomfortable. And I love it.
And it keeps going, it gets worse.
It does get worse when he then takes two, I don't say nails, but they're not nails. They look more like railroad spikes.
They're quite big, certainly.
And he nails Otis's hands to the chair that he is sitting in.
And we get to see Otis, I guess, screaming into the air as it happens. It's a great scene.
I think it's the first time we see Otis really helpless.
Yeah.
Even earlier in the movie when Adam and Roy try to, this is the first time that Otis is at somebody else's mercy.
Yeah.
All three of them, really.
And I guess this is the point in the movie where the tables sort of turn, not just in terms of the power dynamic that they have as the Fireflies, but in terms of the Fireflies. They've been the villains the whole movie. They've been the bad guys, and they still are really. But Sheriff Wydell, he doesn't have a moral compass either, and they sort of become anti-heroes at this point, I guess, because he's gone off the rails. He's torturing, he's killing.
Yeah, but this is a tricky conversation to have because
Yeah,
in traditional
there's a
movies,
grey area.
you
in
root
this
for
part
the
of the
good
movie.
guy and you root against the bad guy. Horror fans, we root for the villain. We root for Michael Myers. We root for Jason. We root for Freddy. We idolize the villains. Most horror fans do, anyways. I know you and I, we do.
Yeah,
And so that would mean the Fireflies. But I think in these movies, they're just so fucking sadistic that And you know, Wydell, his need for revenge, they killed his brother.
But he becomes sadistic himself in the end.
While they're tied to these chairs, Spalding says, I remember seeing your brother's brains hit the floor. So you understand his rage. You understand his anger. Revenge is really the purest motive that there is. It's something that everybody can kind of understand.
Yeah, I guess for me, he goes beyond simple revenge, though. It becomes about torturing, like an avenging kind of role, to a sort of villainous role in the final act of the movie.
Forsyth delivers. As much as I'm not a fan of the Halloween movies, there are some high points. He's a good actor, and he does a great
Sure.
job in Devil's Rejects too. You kind of see, this might be a reference that's like a little too, it might be a little too much. For me it's like a Godfather thing, which is
Okay.
my blueprint. Whenever we talk about a transformation in film from a good guy to a bad guy, I'm always going to default to Michael Corleone, because that's what the Godfather is. He starts off as a military man who wants nothing to do with his father's business, wants nothing to do with the mob. And the entire movie is his descent into just being a vile fucking human being.
Mm-hmm.
Wydell, I see parallels to that, where he just starts off as a cop, a good guy who, you know, wants to protect his town from the Fireflies. And then what we get at the end is so far removed from what we see at the beginning.
Mm.
The Fireflies are fucking vile. I love that they're vile, but they also kind of deserve a little bit of comeuppance. At this point, Wydell is very drunk. He is drinking Jack Daniels like it's water.
Hell yeah, he's like a certain podcast co-host that I know.
I am drinking Dr. Pepper right now, sir, so you are talking about yourself.
Well, yes.
All right.
Did you think I was talking about you? No, you're the drug expert. We already
Stop
nailed
that.
that. Scarface, 1983. She likes her crack.
Stop that.
I'm just gonna drop drug references in. Create an image of you that's just not true. Because I can.
Wow. Wow.
Mind you, I actually can't because you're in charge of the editing, so you can make me look bad.
Yeah. Anyways.
We must take back Canada at all costs.
Take back Canada. We still belong to you. We're part of the Commonwealth.
You have a little too much liberty for me.
I can't wait until we are an independent nation.
And you don't have a Tampon King.
Free, yes, free from King Tampax. My apologies to anybody who is a monarchist who is offended by that. I cannot take that man seriously. And I want to know why these people are on my fucking money. It's ridiculous. No. So Wydell, he's zapping Spalding and Otis with a cattle prod. And he tells Baby that he killed Mama Firefly. And he shows her pictures.
Very cruel of him.
And he tells her that Mama said you were her angel and I've got something special planned for you.
Rude.
And that's when he unties her and tells her to run.
No, he's just setting up for a chase of sorts.
Then he sets the house on fire with Otis and Spalding still tied to their chairs and leaves to chase Baby. And
He's done with them. He's ready for them to burn up.
Yeah.
Baby's the quarry now.
He goes after Baby and he says he smells rabbit.
Which is a nice callback to House of 1,000 Corpses.
Love to see it. I'm a whore for continuity.
You're a whore for references.
I love nostalgia.
You're just a whore.
Nostalgia
Go
bait
ahead.
me. Well, you know what? It's funny because we watched the new I Know What You Did Last Summer, and Julie James says that nostalgia is overrated. And I think we both disagreed with that line because we both
Yeah.
love to be nostalgia baited.
Yeah,
We're
I
both
love
the same
nostalgia
like
bait.
that.
Hit me with it. Like,
Right?
we're old. We live on, nostalgia bait now.
Exactly. But then I watched a sequel to one of my favorite comedies of all time recently.
Oh, Happy Gilmore too. Are we back on that Happy Gilmore 2 hate train already?
Let's just say that there are two sides to the nostalgia coin. There's good nostalgia and there's bad nostalgia. And when I say bad nostalgia, I'm looking at you, Adam Sandler.
We Find You, Adam Sandler. I guess I could watch it. It looks bad.
A quarter of the movie is flashback scenes.
It's a bit strange. Which doesn't land, but it lands in The Devil's Rejects, is what we're saying.
But,
How do we get
anyways,
here?
I don't know. Let's just go back because the
You're
edibles are.
responsible for the tangents
I
in this
am.
episode.
The edibles are strong today. Anyways,
Oh, yeah.
so Wydell is. I'm like, where were we? I had to take a minute. Wydell is chasing Baby, and that's when Charlie arrives to help. Presumably because he feels some kind of guilt turning over the fireflies, but he
He's
finds
here for his
Baby.
redemption arc.
Yeah. He finds Baby, tells her he's getting her out of there, puts her in his car, and tells her to stay there. He's going to go and get Otis and Spaulding. He doesn't make it very far, though. He closes the car door on her, turns around, and there's Wydell with a big old fucking axe.
Oh, yeah. It's like facing Springtrap in DBD.
You know what, actually? You know what that scene reminds me of? Halloran's death in The Shining.
Yeah, he just walks in there ready to save the day. Next thing you know, axe in his chest.
I wonder if he took inspiration for that scene from The Shining.
Maybe.
I
The greatest horror movie ever, so hopefully he did.
hope
I know
so.
you agree.
It's one of my favorites, 5 stars.
Hell yeah.
Greatest horror movie ever. I would probably go The Thing over The
Yeah,
Shining,
that's
but both
top
are
4
5
for me as well,
stars.
so like I wouldn't be mad if you'd put The Thing above The Shining personally.
So Charlie's dead. Wydell then continues after Baby, who's escaped the car, and he shoots her in the leg from like quite an impressive distance. And then he's like,
Yeah.
I think I just heard your bone shatter from all the way over here. And I don't know about you, but I think I heard it too.
Yeah, for sure. He no
Like
longer has stormtrooper aim anyway.
the sound effect when the bullet hits her is like, yeah, it makes me wince. This is what Rob Zombie does best. He makes people feel uncomfortable. That's when he's at his best. Like with Fish Boy.
Behold.
He catches up to her, and at this point, he's found a whip, and he starts whipping the shit out of her. Which, I mean, sexy.
What is your problem?
Just me?
What
Hey,
is
look.
your malfunction?
William Forsythe is a good looking dude. He can whip me any day. Anyways, he starts whipping Baby, and just when you think it's lights out for her, all of a sudden there's a big looming figure behind that pulls Wydell off of her. It's all kind of in slow mo. You can't really see what's happening, and then all of a sudden the slow mo cuts to his neck being broken very abruptly.
And it's Tiny,
It's Tiny.
who we see briefly at the start of the movie.
He's in the woods when the cops are driving to the Firefly farm to raid it.
Yeah, he was dragging a naked woman's body, I guess, towards the house.
And a Firefly says that Tiny went out last night.
Yeah.
So we know he wasn't home. We knew there was another Firefly family member lurking around somewhere. And I think it probably a little bit predictable that he was going to appear at the end, especially because Wydell brought them back to the farm.
Yeah, he wanted to make it too personal in the end. It sort of is an undoing. And it allowed for Tiny to sneak up on him and save Baby in the end. It's sort of like he's the hidden or unknown family member, which works out in the Fireflies' favour. I mean, there's also Doctor Satan, but he's not mentioned in this movie at all. They did
No.
originally do a scene with Doctor Satan and Rosario Dawson playing a nurse, which I thought was really good because I saw the outtakes. And I would have been fine with them keeping it in, but I know Rob Zombie didn't believe that it fit the tone of the movie to have Dr. Satan in the film doing that. Rob Zombie's movies, like I said earlier, they have their own like idiosyncrasies to them. They have scenes in them like the chicken fucking scene that you wouldn't expect to show up in any other movie, but it shows up in a Rob Zombie movie. It sort of sticks out, but it also works. And I think the Dr. Satan scene, it would have been fine personally for me, but obviously Rob Zombie didn't feel the same way. Left it out.
I agree with the chicken fucking scene. Charlie in that scene, he walks up looking very polished in the most asinine vest I've ever seen in my life, and nothing else, by the way. There's no shirt underneath. There's nothing. It's just this brown leather vest, and
See my vest, see my vest.
and he's got a cane. I guess his pimp accessory, because the handle of the cane is
And for his pimp cane.
it's bejeweled, and I'm remiss that I did not highlight this fit when we talked about the scene because it's peak.
Tiny's the outlier. He's the hidden family member who ultimately saves the day. He saves baby.
You kind of see it coming, right?
He just like watches the police go and he lays low while all that goes down. So yeah, if you're attentive enough, you can guess that he's going to show up, and he does.
R.I.P. Wydell. Very sad. He's now reunited with his brother, though, on the upside. So Tiny, after he rescues Baby, he goes into the burning house and he frees Otis and Spaulding. And we get this great scene of him removing the nails from Otis's hands.
For sure, pulling the nail out is like pretty much just as bad as seeing it get hammered in.
I'd actually say worse.
You think so? Yeah. Like I see the
Yeah.
vision with that.
It,
I remember when we watched it, you said that this is one thing that you think that Rob Zombie does good. Edgy and uncomfortable scenes of violence.
the most recent movie that comes to mind for me is Abigail. At the very end of Abigail, Joey, played by Melissa Barrera, she is stuck to a wall because Dan Stevens' character, I'll just call him Sexy because I can't remember his name.
That could be any Dan Stevens character.
Right? Oh.
Oh
All
God.
right. All right. No, we're back. Dan Stevens' character takes a metal bar and he charges at Melissa Barrera with it and pins her to a wall.
Yeah, he gets her through the shoulder, right?
He does. And when the bar doesn't come out of the wall, she decides that she needs to remove herself, essentially, like push herself forward. Anyways. And that whole scene is great because they focus on the injury, they focus on that. In other movies, when you have scenes like this, the camera is not necessarily focused on that event. It's usually a wide shot or
Yeah.
maybe this is happening in the background or in the foreground, whatever it is, it's not the focal point.
Yeah,
And
it can be kind of incidental, or they can just cut away as they pull out.
sometimes they don't show it at all, which cutting away when someone pulls out is a crime. Pulling out is a crime.
Oh God.
Anyway, it's one of those days. All right.
Oh jeez.
But no, but that's what Rob Zombie does really well.
Wait, he doesn't pull out. Rob Zombie doesn't pull out. That's the takeaway from this episode, guys.
He's had a vasectomy or he does
Oh.
pull out. But him and Sherry Moon are childless. So if he does
Getting
pull
very
out,
literal here.
listen, if he does pull out, his pull-out game is fucking strong. Let's just say that. He knows what he's doing.
What are we
But-
talking about now?
No, but he's really good at making these uncomfortable scenes the focal point, to the point where the viewer is kind of, you're shifting in your seat or you're hiding your eyes or you're whatever you're seeing on the TV, you're feeling it.
It sort of dwells on that sort of
Yes. When he staples that picture to Baby's chest, I was holding my boobs. Regardless, Otis and Spaulding are now free, and Tiny has helped them escape the burning building. Tiny puts Otis, Spaulding, and Baby in Charlie's car and tells them to go. Well, he doesn't tell them because he
Yeah, he
doesn't
doesn't say
speak.
anything.
And then Otis says, "We'll be back for you," which, spoiler alert,
They
they
won't.
do not come back for him. But even if they do, after he puts them in the car, Tiny turns around to walk inside the burning farmhouse.
Yeah, he's getting all Victor Crowley with it.
So they drive off into the sunset. They get their happy ending. No, we don't get their happy
What's more of a
ending. But
sunrise, because next time we see them, it's daylight, right?
it's a figure of speech. But yes, you're right. They drive off into the sunrise. Free bird.
My favourite endings of a movie. As you say, Lynyrd Skynyrd's Freebird. That hits. I
But
think we get the whole song right.
no, there's no way because that is a 13-minute song almost.
It's a long ass song. I've got it on my
It is.
Spotify.
We don't get the whole song, I don't think, but there's a bit of a slow burn until we get to the shootout. Like at first, it's just for a few minutes, it's just Otis driving down the road. Spaulding and Baby are in the back. Both of them are unconscious. You can tell they've been through it.
And intercut with this is like home video style scenes of them just, I don't know, larking about, having fun.
Being cute. Felt
Yeah,
cute.
being
Might
all
delete later.
cheery. Yeah. Here's one for the Instagram reel.
Anyways, so they're driving and they've had a rough day. They've had a
Yeah.
doozy of a day.
Spaulding and Baby are unconscious, but when they wake up, they're going to be suffering.
At one point, Otis stops the car, and that's when they wake up. And they all reach for their guns. And I'm guessing it's because at this point, the three of them have seen the police up ahead in the distance. And then Otis decides to pedal to the metal.
Yeah, and they cut back to the actual scene of the police, and we see Doofy there. He's the man in charge, apparently.
It's Sheriff Doofy now.
Yeah, Doofy's giving orders.
I said don't
they're all lined
bother
up
me
with the
when I'm
guns.
cleaning my room.
Bye, Cindy.
He's fucking hung like a mammoth.
Oh my god.
Come on, don't. I know you've watched Scary Movie 100
I'm not
fucking times.
focusing on Doofy's dick.
It's rock hard. How can you not see it? It's like we're talking focal points. It is a focal point of that scene. He's got the fucking vacuum cleaner in one hand and he's got like an anaconda in his pants that is rock fucking hard. I want to say you can see the veins through his underwear.
God.
Sorry, like I said, it's one of those days. My apologies.
Where are we going with this? We're talking about the Devil's Rejects here.
I am gonna go from here to a cold shower.
Oh dear.
And maybe a nap because I need to calm the fuck down.
You do, I know. Sick of this. It's okay, I'm used to her actually. Sort of, what's the word? Desensitized to Marianne.
We then get the shootout. Baby, Spaulding, and Otis taking numerous shots.
Riddle. I don't know if I remember any of the police going down during any of this. It just seems like Baby, Otis, and Spaulding are taking all the gunshots as Freebird players. Cinema. We get a few still shots of them like, groaning and screaming and covered in blood.
The scene is set up to look like they're all dying.
This is the end. At least in 2005 when it was put out, this was the Firefly family story concluding. That changed later. I feel like I know I watched the documentary, the making of documentary years ago, and I don't remember the details unfortunately, but I feel like there was some mention of this being the finale, and I feel like Rob Zombie himself might have said something about like where do you go from this ending into a sequel. It doesn't make sense that they would live. I guess they do because we get Free from Hell and it's not really explained in a very sensible way. It's just they survived and this is the sequel.
It opens with they miraculously survived and their survival is the reason that they have all of these fans.
The context of this 2005 movie, it feels like a definitive ending. for them, and it's a great ending. I love it. It's one of my favorite endings, and it has been since I first watched it.
Because the whole thing just cuts to black and then it's just an aerial shot of this desolate road.
And that's the end of the Firefly saga once and for all. Until Rob Zombie did a GoFundMe. This movie doesn't set up for a sequel.
Where's part 4? I want more.
If you must.
It
This is your favorite Rob Zombie movie then?
is.
I think mine is House of 1000 Corpses still. But this is I'd say this is probably a close second. Maybe tied with Halloween 2.
House of 1000 Corpses is my second favorite.
Okay, so we're almost aligned for once.
What do you mean for once? Do you realize how you contradict yourself? You said that we're always on the same page, and now it's for once.
Rob Zombie.
I love Rob Zombie, except for Halloween 1, 2, and the Munsters.
We'll work on that.
No, we won't.
The
But
monsters I don't need you to care about, but the Halloween movies,
you don't need me to care about
you
them,
can
and it's
revisit them.
whenever I do my Halloween franchise rewatch, I include them.
It's cool.
9 times out of 10, I just put them
Don't wanna
on and
miss a
end up
banger.
scrolling on my phone. No, come on, no, I'm sorry. No. Anyways, that is The Devil's Rejects. 5 stars for me. And I know I give 5 stars to everything. I love everything. Like almost
Yeah.
everything.
You're a slut for the 5 stars. It's just how you are.
I'm a slut for horror. Like
Yeah,
even
that's your personality.
even when it's bad, it's good. It has to be like really reprehensible for me to hate it. But
Yeah, or in the case of Halloween 2, you just don't get it. You know.
oh, I do get it. That's the problem.
4.5 stars for me for the Devil's Rejects. It's close to perfect.
4.5. All right.
Yeah, House of 1000 Corpses is the 5 star one for me.
Okay, but why? So then let me ask, why are you deducting a star here?
That's a good question. I think it's sort of. I said in an earlier episode that I don't necessarily deduct stars. It's just that sometimes movies don't reach the level of a 5 stars somehow. And I think this is one of the case. I'm not really criticizing it.
Let me rephrase then. What does House of 1000 Corpses have that this doesn't have for you?
Um, for me, it has more of a visual style. This Devil's Rejects is maybe I would say Rob Zombie's most mainstream looking movie. It's still a Rob Zombie movie, but it doesn't really have the editing, the really grimy indie vibe that he brings to House of 1000 Corpses that I really enjoyed. I know some people don't like it because it's very in your face. It's very it's very jarring.
When he made House of 1000 Corpses, that was his directorial debut. He'd never proven himself in this arena before.
Mm.
So small budget. I don't know exactly what the budgets were for the entire trilogy, but my guess is by the time the Devil's Rejects got made, because of the success of House of 1000 Corpses, Lionsgate definitely gave him a bigger budget.
Yeah, it's noticeably more polished and has higher production values than the other two movies.
Not enough money to get Karen Black, but
No,
definitely got more
well
money.
they had to prioritize, I guess. But yeah, I think House of 1000 Corpses, being his debut, I think it's the most Rob Zombie movie of all his movies. And for me, I love Rob Zombie's movies. I love his style, and that one is really him untethered. And for me, that's the 5 movie, quite to what House of 1000 Corpses does for me.
That's fair. In most cases, people tend to get more creative on a smaller budget.
Also, House of 1000 Corpses has like a really cool Halloweeny vibe. The Devil's Rejects doesn't have. It's like kind of more like a road horror movie.
It's something you don't see very often, where the first one and the second one have totally different styles. Because usually there's like a formula. I find there's a huge contrast between House of 1000 Corpses and The Devil's Rejects. I like them both. I have them both at 5 stars. They're both great for different reasons. But aesthetically, They could not be more different. The last time I saw something like this, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1 and 2, both bangers, but the first one is gritty and tense and gory. The second one that's
It's very comedic. It's very unserious, campy in a way.
I think that that's the parallel like between that and the first two Firefly movies.
I recommend all of them. I even like Free from Hell. I know there's a lot of mixed opinions on that. It's not quite as good as the original two are. I mean, it's not nearly as good as the original two are, to be honest. They kind of had to work around issues with that movie that they didn't have with the first two movies. It was crowdfunded. Sid Haig wasn't well.
Sid Haig was very sick, but I for what they pulled off for me was great because I love
Yeah,
Richard Brake.
they made the best of a bad situation, I think, and closed the trilogy, in my opinion, pretty well. But like you say, they didn't have the definitive ending that it looked like we originally had with Devil's
I
Rejects.
I think
Maybe
we
they can go back and get that.
I think they should have died personally at the end of Three from Hell. I will always say that. I still like it, but it doesn't reach the level.
But we love the Devil's Rejects at least. That's the takeaway here.
Some more than others. And of these days,
Bang boom.
we have to talk about a movie that you're gonna rate 5 stars.
Hell yeah.
I think that's what we're gonna get in next week's episode. Actually, we're gonna have 2 episodes coming up in a row with movies that you have rated 5 stars.
One of them definitely is.
I can't give away the movie.
Oh yeah. This is gonna be a good 2 weeks for me.
We like to maintain an air of mystery around here.
We do, yeah. We're seductive like that. No, I am. I'm not so sure about this one.
My
But
my art of seduction is come over and order a pizza and let's watch Jason Lives naked.
I mean,
That might just be mental illness.
let's end this episode real quick. I'm on my way, dearie. So big. We're all done with the Devil's Rejects. That's another episode in the bag, Marianne.
We're on to another episode next week and another movie that we both love.
But that means, listeners, we will see you next Tuesday.